Good day, friends. Mike Hoffman back with you again this week with another reaction video. We just recently went through the 63rd annual Grammy Awards, and so going to do a little reaction video to some of the Grammy songs. One of these we're going to do. I'm told we're doing 2 in 1 with this. The first one is by Bruno Mars, Paak, and Silk Sonic. We're going to be reacting to a song that they did on the Grammys called "Leave the Door Open." Immediately following that, and I assume it's immediately following that. Is that correct? Okay, yeah, it'll just go right into it.
I'll be switching clips.
Okay,
Yeah.
Be switching clips, and it'll go right into it. And then I guess I'm having to ask a few questions here because I just found out what I'm doing. Will there be time for me to react in between the clips, or will I be doing all of it at the end?
React in between.
Be reacting in between. Okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is "Leave the Door Open" by Bruno Mars, Paak, and Silk Sonic, and that will be followed by, not quite immediately, but it will be followed by the same folks, Bruno Mars, Paak, and Silk Sonic, doing a tribute to the great Little Richard. Okay, so here we go. "Leave the Door Open."
Headphone.
Whoop. I was just reminded again. I can't seem to remember to put these things on. Here we go.
Is exciting because for the first time anywhere, right here on our stage, we have Bruno Mars and Paak together as Silk Sonic.
Let's ride. What you do? Where you at? Oh, you got plans. Don't say that. I'm sipping wine in a robe. I look too good to be alone. My house clean, my pool warm. I just shaved. We should be dancing, romancing in the east wing, in the west wing of this mansion. What's happening? I ain't playing no games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you try to play in these arms, I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open, girl. That you feel the way I feel and you want me like I want you tonight, baby. Tell me that you're coming through.
I'm gonna pause right there instead of reacting all at the end. This thing has got a this takes me way back in time of growing up in the late 60s and through the 70s and 80s. But this has got a 70s sound to me, almost a Motown sound that we used to hear out of Memphis and Chicago and places like that. The only thing that's missing here is I keep waiting for a deep voice to come in and say, "Yeah, baby, you're missing me. You miss me, yeah, baby," or something like that. You know. Anyway, I almost put that in there myself, but I would have screwed the song up. But anyway, we're going into verse 2 now, and we're going in and saying, "Ooh, you're so sweet, so tight." I better stop there.
If you're hungry, girl, I got filet. Ooh, baby, don't eat me. There's so much love we could be making. I'm talking kissing, cuddling, rose petals in the bathtub. Girl, let's jump in, it's bubbling. I ain't playing no games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart.
door open, baby.
That you feel the way I feel, and you want me like I want you tonight, baby. Tell me that you're coming through. Let's go. La 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 la.
Bridge. Build back to the chorus.
I'ma leave my door open, baby.
Great vocals.
I'ma leave my door open, girl. And I'm hoping that you feel the way I feel, and you want me like I want you, baby. Tell me that you're coming I'm waiting. Girl, I'm here just waiting for you. Come on over, I'll adore you. La, 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 la. I'm waiting for you. Come on over, baby. I'ma leave the door open for you. Woo, 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 woo.
Okay. That was Leave the Door Open. Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak. Excuse me just a second, I gotta reach over. And Silk Sonic. As usual with Bruno Mars, tremendous vocals, great vocal range, great voice control, great lyrics to the song. They performed it very well as I saw it set back again in a 70s type feel, even their attire, going back to how the groups used to all dress alike in the suits and so forth. I liked it, nostalgic, and anyway, good song, good vocals. Bruno Mars sung it like he felt it, and I don't know. Do you know offhand? Did he write this?
Him and several others.
Him and several others. He had a hand in writing this. You can I feel like I can always tell when somebody's had some part in writing a song, because people, you've heard me say this over and over and over, but people sing songs that they write differently than they sing other people's songs. There's just something that comes from here, unless you're a George Jones or something like that, and he could sing Jesus Loves Me and have a #1 hit on it, and it would sound as pitiful as He Stopped Loving Her Today by the time he got through with it. But most people don't have the ability to sing a song from right here, whether they wrote it or not. The only other way to sing it from here, I think, is when you've lived it. And so if you've lived it and you wrote, it's going to come from here. And Bruno Mars certainly, I could tell that he had some hand in that. So anyway, I think now we're going to move on to their tribute to the great Little Richard, right? Okay, here we go.
Bittersweet, got everything that Uncle John need, oh baby. Yeah, baby. Ooh, baby. I'm having me some fun tonight. Come on. Good golly, Miss Molly. You're so lots of fun. Good golly, Miss Molly. You're so lots of fun. When you're rocking and a rolling, I can hear your mama call. From the early morning to the early night, when she calling every coming in the house of blue light. Good golly, Miss Molly. You're so lots of fun. When you're rocking and a rolling, I can hear your mama call. Go to the corner, gonna buy time and ring. When she hugging and a kissing, baby, ting-a-ling-a-ling. Good golly, Miss Molly. You're so lots of fun. When you're rocking and a rolling, I can hear your mama cry. We love you, Little Richard.
All right. That was Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak, and Silk Sonic doing their tribute to the great Little Richard. You know, I'm going to say this. It was great. I love that old 50s and 60s music. I love that. Nothing like good old rock and roll. But I mentioned a few minutes ago from a vocal standpoint about George Jones, and one of the reasons I did that was kind of to lead me into this, and I'm going to tell this little story right quick, and then we're going to be out of here. I was talking with Georgette Jones, which was the daughter of George Jones and Tammy Wynette. I was talking with her one day, and not too long ago, and she was telling me a story about Little Richard. And apparently, George Jones and Little Richard were good friends. And I know that sounds like an odd combination, but George Jones and Little Richard were good friends. And she said that one of the things that she remembered the most about her daddy was, she said she was about 8 or 10 years old and traveling with him. And George was always known for his perfect hair. I mean, he kept this perfect hairstyle, a little hairspray in it, so it didn't go anywhere. And she said that he would take and run his hands up through his hair and make it stand straight up. And he did this great Little Richard impersonation. And he got messed up one night, and he did it on stage. And when she was there, the crowd loved it, so he just tore them up. But anyway, I was using George Jones earlier to lead into that story about how they were good friends, and how he they say that impersonation is the greatest form of flattery. So I guess Little Richard should have been flattered, because the great George Jones on the country end was doing impersonations of him out on the road. So anyway, again, great job on both Leave the Door Open and the tribute to the great Little Richard. We're going to ease on out. Hope you've enjoyed. This was some really good music today, and I hope, and I've tried to stay out of it as much as possible, didn't do a lot of pausing, but I hope you've enjoyed it even half as much as I did. If that's the case, and you've had a good time today, we will see you back next time. Till then, don't you go nowhere.